Hello there, welcome back to Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict, and today we are getting fired with this video. Just joking, okay? It's only gonna be criticism towards Prydwen, but I'm gonna be also honest on this video, okay? I'm not just talking shit, I'm actually trying to give criticism because I feel that adding Emma to the tier list and recommending teams and recommending investment and everything without having Emma in the game, it's retarded. It's just retarded. It makes no fucking sense. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on. As usual, right? Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, help me grow the channel. And let's jump directly into the Nike tier list. So I'm gonna be unboxing as usual, the one I like. They have added already Emma tactical upgrade right here. Now, as you can see, this is an SSSD for Emma tactical upgrade. The problem is, this should be based on her being paired with the other girls, Emma and Bestie. Should be. But there is no tag, there is no nothing, so I'm not sure if that's the case or not. Because I haven't checked everything yet, but the things that I did check were on the review. So if I come here and I search a lot of requests, this one right here, we receive a lot of requests to include Emma rating without Enwa, so let us answer it. Initially, we wanted to place her in B for low deficit and C for high deficit. And then they put her on B for both because characters in C are just unusable. Now the problem is, you are saying that, but she has all of the good ratings, right? She has, like, if we come here, SSSD. So these ratings are assuming you are pairing her with M1, which I just don't agree. Because again, we haven't tested shit. She's not even in the game until, what, 4 hours or whatever it is. So this is the same thing as if ShiftUp was to post the character kit on Twitter and you update the tier list based on the Twitter post. Literally, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Makes no fucking sense. And again, I'm not just trying to talk shit or saying, oh, Prydwen is so bad. No, Prydwen is good. And I'm mad because of that. Because it's like, bro, are we retarded? Why are we posting a review of a character that is not in game? Why are we posting a review for a character that clearly depends on another character, right? AKA M1, Emma, and Bestie. And we are already recommending a tier list based on those characters paired together when we haven't even seen if actually they're gonna be good or not. And don't get me wrong, I think they're gonna be good, and most likely this is a fair rating for her when we get her. But until we can see it with our own eyes, it's a speculation, nothing else. What the fuck we doing here? And not only that, but also, which I haven't read everything, but we're writing a fucking fan fiction for recommended teams that you cannot see if they work until next week. In 2 weeks, sorry, because we have this week for Enwa, and then the week after that is when we are getting actually Bestie. So that's what I just don't agree with this right now. I think it's stupid to be recommending teams that you cannot test until 2 weeks, recommending full investment on characters that clearly need another character in order to fully work, etc. That's like putting on the tier list Blank alone without Nor and basing her ratings without Nor. We all put Blank and her ratings based on how good she's with the other girls. Same for Nor. Ro is a bit of a 50-50 because it depends what you're doing. Same for Tia, for example. We are only rating her based on pairing her with Naga. Naga can be alone, but again, we are rating the duo as well. Same for the maids nowadays. If we remove, if you don't put both maid, mast, and anchor together, they are not the T0 characters. You can say Mast might be a T1, but Anchor could be dropping to a T2, maybe, right? So, like, it just doesn't make sense, in my opinion, to be rating them and giving them ratings based specifically on how well they are paired together when we haven't tested shit. So, more than just, saying, oh, how bad this website is, no, I'm just tilted because it makes no sense. It hurts the reputation of the website, and it only makes the writers look worse because, again, what the fuck we're writing on here? What are we writing on this? We haven't tested shit. Now, maybe I'm tripping, and because I haven't checked the Nike chats, and maybe they do have an early access test server, but as far as I know, that is not the case. So, all in all, a retarded decision if you ask me. That said, I do want to check the pros, cons, and I want to check the investment tips as well for Emma to see what's going on and if more or less we agree or not on this. So, starting with the pros. With T1, the duo are good enough as generic supporters, not necessarily better than the current B1, B2's meta combos. With Enwa, she offers damage taken debuff that is permanent and affects new targets, unlike Blank, Novel, etc. Together with Enwa, they provide an insane amount of permanent true damage. With or without Enwa, she offers a decent amount of attack buff, which is never bad and is also useful for negating stat penalty. And with Enwa and Bestie, they can be a decent frontline sniper in PvP. Again, Speculation. This line, fucking speculation. You don't fucking know until we test, bro. And I know nothing about PvP. But we are rating characters based on literally what you think is gonna happen when they drop. And it might be true, because again, Nikke is not a complicated game when it comes to like the characters and rating them, right? But this is still stupid to do this. In my opinion, you wait until the character is out, unless you have access to an early like to a testing server, which I know it exists, but as far as I know, there is no access for normal content creators on the English side. It's only for other communities, mostly Southeast Asian communities, right? And then of course we also have provides continuous healing that is also permanent if paired with Enwa, enables Enwa supportive to damage skill, and 3 hours of hot and steamy Earthbound story. Honestly, by the way, I got her MLB. I should have stopped pulling for her, but yeah, I'm a gunner. What can I say? So yeah, I got the MLB with singles. Hopefully we can still get Enwa today. We'll see. Cons, needs Enwa, no T Enwa, but we all can agree on this. But then again, the rating still makes no sense until you have both of them. If no Enwa, she will attract continuously and likely die as a result. Emma and Enwa are only ideal with true damage DPSs. This is true, but still they provide decent enough buffs that they can be used as a general buffers. Like even if we're talking about bunnies, right? Depending on the sustain, and we'll see today when Enwa drops, they might still be better than bunnies for overall content, regardless of if we have true damage or not. Very dependent on using burst skill, no burst skill, but if you invest in her, you must pull and invest in N1 Bestie as well for worthwhile returns. Yeah, already is expensive enough in Nikke investing on any character, regardless with this. Imagine having to invest in 2, imagine having to invest in 3 of them, right? How many of you can actually afford to invest on 3 characters? Not many. A duo trio means team building restrictions and it's harder to integrate CDR. Yes and no, I feel for raids, it's not a problem. Because I feel for raids, we are already at the point where a lot of times, so many of your CDRs are actually off-burst CDRs. They are not used as their actual B1 or B2, right? Like for example, Declare Wife. I feel this is not as big of a deal as people are making it to be, but then again, I'm speaking from someone who has all the characters, which is a lot different, right? So I kind of agree on this point. Magician user means low self-burst generation despite good synergy with Siren, since Siren will usually not be used in a team 5. And then her head is kind of floating over her body. I do like how her model looks, so I have no problem with that. That said, that's for the pros and cons. I do want to check the skills and the cubes they're recommending. I assume the cubes will be, of course, Bastion, Resilience, and then Healing or Vigor. We talk about this on the first impressions on the first day. This is a character that you either go Bastion, Resilience, depending how many max ammo lines you got. Or if you want thicker or bigger heals, you go Healing or Vigor, but I still feel it's a waste going those 2 because her personal damage is pretty good. In fact, they are even recommending Elemental Attack and Ammo. Her damage as a sub DPS is pretty nice, so I would not go Healing or Vigor, I would just go Resilience or Bastion, depending how many lines of max ammo you get. And then they are recommending a 10-10-10, I would go 10-10-10, a 7-10-10, which I can agree. I can't even say a 4-7-7 is enough, or a 4-10-10-10 would be more than enough. I think it's also really hard recommending skills at level 10 nowadays, unless a character is meta breaking. Unless a character is a T0 character, right? It's like one of these really powerful characters you can put anywhere. It's like, why would I go to level 10? And again, of course, there are situations and there are plenty of characters you can recommend there. I don't think it's really worth it. I think a 4-7-7 is more than enough. A 4-10-10, it's also pretty good. And then again, I'm not going to be talking about the teams. I'm sorry for being an asshole, but this is worthless until next week. It is. Until we can see if this is actually good or not, it makes no sense to be putting them together in here. That said, today we will be testing Emma and Wa, and most likely we will be either checking Ain, we will be checking who else are the other true damage characters. The Laplace Treasure, and I know there is one more, right? Sadly, there is still not a lot of true damage characters. I am going to assume either the next character, it's bait true damage, or the anniversary character is gonna be true damage to take advantage of this buffer. We'll see when anniversary drops. That said, that's enough ranting for this video. Once again, I hope this gets taken as criticism and not just me talking shit about my employer. Please don't take it as that. I do love Prydwen, do not fire me, okay? That said, that's gonna be for this one. As usual, we are live every single day. Links in the description down below. Good luck with your pool, the internets. I'll see you in the next one.